Hello guys, and welcome back into another part of What If Deku had half and half quirk, or half electricity, half wind, quirk, air, anything blah blah blah, everything can work. Anyways, where we last left off, Izuku was having fun with the League of Villains, actually living such a nice life, to be honest with you. For a villains, I mean, if I didn't know they were villains, I would think they are, some sort of a group of guys that just enjoying their lives, to be honest. In the end, after Izuku laughing a little bit and killing some people with Dabi saving his little sister, Fuyumi, in the end going and meeting into abandoned warehouse with Overhaul, and after making like a little bit of, an extra layer of shield on the body of Magnet from made out of air, thick air, protecting Magnet from Overhaul touch, and Izuku just killing one of the people that Overhaul controls. In the end, Overhaul leave the place and the League of Villains stayed there. Izuku taking, of course, the number of Overhaul and give it into the Shigaraki. As before we get right into it, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and my Discord down in the description, and let's enjoy it, alright? Anyways, now Izuku and all of the League of Villains just sitting down in their, little hideout, which is basically the horrible place that they are normally sitting in the normal anime. And right now it's coming morning, as Izuku just looking out of the window while everyone is just sitting, but of course Dabi is just leaning against the wall, and Mr. Compress just enjoying himself, still having both of his arms. As after that, Izuku said, "So, Shigaraki, what is our next move?" As Shigaraki said, "I'm gonna go and meet with that Overhaul guy today. But you guys just stay and try to stay low, alright?" As after that, Toga said, "But Shigi, I'm really hungry, and this place sucks. Can't we have something more better than this?" As Mr. Compress said, "Yeah, this place is kinda horrible, to say the least. If we, had a little bit of money, we might be, done something better than that." As after that, Dabi said, "Well, I'm not really complaining, but it actually sucks." As after that, Shigaraki said, "Like I don't know. Just stay low, and I'm gonna take care of the other things." As after that, Izuku just looking out of the window and start thinking to himself, "We need money, huh? Well, that will gonna be certainly interesting." As after that, Toga coming closer and jumping on Izuku from behind us, she said, "Hey Black, what are you thinking about?" As everyone start looking on, of course, Black, which is of course Izuku name, or at least the name that the League of Villains gave to Izuku, and the name that he believes that he is named after, or something like that. As Izuku said, I'm just thinking a little bit about some things." As Toga getting a little bit scared because Izuku is thinking, which is not really the best thing for them. If he remembers some things from his past, it will gonna be certainly a problem for them. As after that, Shigaraki said, "What's your thinking? What are you thinking about?" As Izuku said, "Yeah, just about, our money problems or something like that. I think I have an idea." As after that, Shigaraki said, "And what is exactly your idea?" As Izuku said, "It's easy." As Izuku jumped on his legs and immediately just putting on his fingerless gloves, as Toga just sitting by his side, and Izuku said, "I'm just gonna go out and do some heavy business, to say the least." As after that, Dabi said, "Do you need any assistance?" As Izuku said, "No, and I actually want to try my new electricity." As he started flirking some crimson electricity between his fingers, as he said, "It really feels great, and I really want to burn someone with it, so I'm gonna try it on myself and get some dollars for ourselves, alright? And maybe I'm gonna come back with some sushi on the dinner." As after that, Toga said, "Please let me come with you, Izuku." As Izuku said, "No, stay here, Toga. This is something for me only." Oh, I'm gonna enjoy myself today. So, Mr. Compress, try to keep on the news channel, alright? As Izuku just winks and Mr. Compress said, well, I'm gonna make sure to keep the, news channel on. As Izuku said, alright, see you around, Shigaraki. As Shigaraki just coming out of the, Izuku just going out of the place, and Shigaraki said, make sure that he doesn't remember himself, alright? As Dabi said, yeah, to be honest with you, I actually forgot that he's, lost his memories. To be honest, if he were actually a villain, I would really like to be his friend. As Toga said, yeah, and I really want to call him Izuku, but, I have to call him Black. This really sucks. As Shigaraki said, yeah, maybe for you, but at least he's on our side and he's such a great aspect to our team. Strong and deadly. His powers can be such a helpful thing to us, and might be even the reason for our wins. Win against the heroes. So make sure that he doesn't remember, and if he ever remembered anything, try fighting him and make him use more of his electricity. Maybe he will gonna lose his, memories again. And after that, Shigaraki just leave the place. While that's happening, let's cut into someone else. Let's cut into, Inko Midoriya and her friend, of course. What's her name? I really forgot. Bakugo's mother. I really, Mitsuki. Mitsuki Bakugo or something like that. As, Mitsuki said, oh, come on, Inko, you can't stay sad all day and night. As Inko said, how do you think that I can't be sad? Mitsuki, my son, he's lost his memories and the heroes now searching for him, and I really doesn't. As Mitsuki said, oh, come on, calm down a little bit, Inko. I'm sure that Izuku will be fine. Once he will gonna see your face, he will always recognize you. You're his mother in the end. Don't worry, I'm sure All Might will gonna find it. Come on, let's just go and find something, just go into the bank. I need to get some money. As after that, Inko said, alright, Mitsuki, I'm just... Alright, and after that, Mitsuki and Inko coming into, of course, the bank. As right now, Inko standing behind him, a black hooded figured man, just having his hoodie on his head, and Mitsuki, standing by her side. As after that, the black man has just finally got into the end of the, the line, and finally got into the cashier or whatever, the guy. As the, the woman behind the glass said, hello, mister, what's your name? As Izuku, or I already said it. As the guy said, well, my name is Black. Can I, have all the money in the bank, in the bank? As the woman said, what are you talking about, sir? As Inko from behind saying, wait, your voice, are you? As immediately Izuku explode with, crimson energy, throwing everyone away. As after that, he blew up the glass and jumped on the desk and said, I said that I want all the money in the bank. Now, give it to me or I'm gonna burn every single person in here. As suddenly, the doors of the malls, or the bank suddenly close up. And the guys, people start trying to run out, but there's some sort of an invisible shield standing in their way. Invisible wall that they really can't go through it. As Izuku said, don't even try. As Izuku just taking off his hoodie jacket, his hoodie from his head and taking off his white mask. As he immediately said, now, who should I first, start with? Maybe a man or a woman? Or maybe I'm just gonna kill a little girl. As after that, Inko just seeing this, she said, Izuku? As after that, Izuku looking back, he see a woman with a green hair and the green eyes. As he just looking at her and said, who are you? As Inko coming closer into Izuku and said, Izuku, is this you? As her eyes start filling with tears, and Izuku said, who is Izuku? Come back in your place, woman, or I'm gonna kill you. As he just holding his right arm that's flirting with crimson energy. I wish I'm saying the pronouncing their words, the words right. Flirking, I doesn't know, heard about anyone saying flirting before. As anyways, as Inko said, Izuku, don't you remember me? I'm your mother. As Izuku said, bullshit. My mother died when I born, you know. As after that, Inku said, that's a lie. I'm here. I'm your mother. I still remember everything. See, I have a photo for you. As after that, she just taken her phone out and give it to Izuku, as Izuku just holding it with his left arm. Seeing a photo for him with that, smiling with Bakugo and Inko and also Mitsuki, with the half blue and white hair, as he said, what is this? This is not me. I wasn't. What is that? As after that, he, coming a little bit back, and Inko said, "This is you, Izuku. Please stop doing this. I'm your mother." As Izuku said, "You're lying to me. You're lying to me. Shut up." As after that, Inko said, "I'm not lying. I'm your mother, Izuku." As Izuku immediately screamed and said, "Shut up!" As after that, Inko being thrown away by a massive amount of crimson electricity. As after that, when Mitsuki look in front of her, she only see Izuku with his right half, glowing with crimson light and, electricity all around of him. As his electricity start getting even stronger and start, piercing through the ground of the bank. As after that, one of the people tried to press on the button of the alarm to, to tell the police, as he actually managed to do that, and Izuku looking back at him, as he said, "What have you done?" As the guy said, but immediately before he managed to continue anything, Izuku suddenly just, lower the, the, what they call it, anyway, making like a shield around his head from wind, and start, just making all the oxygen out of his, lungs, and making his lungs get empty out of oxygen, as the man starts breathing heavily and said, "Why can I breathe?" As after that, Izuku said, you should have not done that, you idiot." As immediately Izuku throwing at him and a wave of electricity, as he immediately explode the body of the man. As Inko is just watching this and seeing Izuku face being filled with blood from the the pieces of the flesh that was flying at him, as Izuku just swap it away and said, "Bleh, such a disgusting thing. Now you go inside and give me all the money, or there will be another people to die today." As after that, the woman said, alright. As after that, the woman gone and opened the bank, while Inko's just watching this. She's just so horrified about what she's seeing in Izuku. As she, said in her mind, "What's happened to you, my boy? This is my son." As after that, Mitsuki holding Inko to make sure that she doesn't fly on Izuku. As after that, the woman just giving Izuku 2 bags of money, and Izuku said, "Thank you," and immediately kill her without any other thoughts, throwing a massive amount of electricity into her brain, blowing it up into pieces. As Izuku said, "I really need to wash myself and to stop doing that stupid shit." Well, anyways, see you around. And after that, Izuku starts walking until he finally got into the, outside of the bank, and immediately he being meeting up with such a strong punch into the chest, throwing him back into the inside the place. As after that, he making a wall, like a shield of wind around his body to protect him from any damage, as he smashed into the wall and see in front of him none other than the #1 hero, All Might. As All Might said, "Young Midoriya." As Izuku said, "Who the fuck is young Midoriya? Do I look like a Midoriya to you?" As immediately after that, Izuku stand up and said, "Now listen here, smiley trash bag. Go out of my way before there will be more than just 1 or maybe 2 dead bodies in this place." As after that, Izuku right half start glowing with electricity, as All Might said, "Young Midoriya, we need to talk. This is not you. The League of Villains are manipulating you." As Izuku said, "No one is manipulating me. I am the one that's controlling myself. I am the one that choose to do this, and it's all because of you, fucking asshole." As All Might said, "What's happened with me? I didn't do anything wrong to you. I always acted with you as much as nice as possible." As Izuku said, "Oh, really?" "Oh, really? Really? Oh, well, let's see. If you can't already guess, I already get a few new tricks, up my sleeve. So, if you doesn't want to die, How about you just get out of my way before I explode every single head in this place? As after that, suddenly Izuku feeling someone getting hold of his right arm. As he look on his right, he see Inko just holding him, crying as she said, Izuku, please stop all of this. As Izuku seeing her just, hugging him, and All Might said, Miss Inko, please. As immediately Izuku just looking at her as he said, what are you doing? As Inko, just looking into Izuku's eyes and said, please, Izuku, stop this. Please, just come back with me into the house. And I can make you, your favorite food. Your favorite food, I can make it to you as much as you want. Just please stop this. As Izuku seeing her and actually, getting a little bit close, as he said, thank you. As Inko said, what? As Izuku coming closer and whisper into her ear saying, thank you for being my hostage. As Izuku immediately grabbed her and holding her back, as he said, come any closer and she will be the next victim. As Inko is quite surprised by this and shocked, as All Might said, this is your fucking mother. You will not gonna do that. As Izuku said, my mother have died long time ago, and I don't have anyone else that I have in my life, so I doesn't have any problem to kill her. As after that, Izuku immediately start flirting, glowing some electricity around Inko's neck, which actually start to hurting her a little bit. As All Might said, alright, just please leave her alone. As Izuku said, yeah, I know. And after that, Izuku immediately taking a marble out of his pockets. As after that, he just throw it up in the air. And immediately after that, the marble just fall on the ground and start, just going in front of All Might. As All Might leaning down a little bit and getting hold of the marble, as he said, a marble? What? As after that, Izuku said, see you around, All Might. As immediately Izuku pushed Inko away from him and throwing an electricity wave at her. As suddenly a portal opened up behind his back, and Izuku fall into it while All Might jump in front of Inko to protect her from the damage. And in the end, after that, the portal just closed, and All Might said, are you okay, Miss Inko? As Inko just crying and said, that was my son, and he tried to kill me. As after that, All Might coming closer and said, I'm really sad for you, Inko. I can't really. Just let's go. And after that, All Might just getting hold of Inko and getting her into the closest hospital, or the closest big hospital car or something like that. And after that, he just deformed because his power has gone very low by this time. As after that, he just healed himself a little bit with the infirmary, and in the end, they just leave the place. While that happening on the other side of the things, Izuku right now coming out of the portal and immediately said, thank you, Mr. Compress, for keeping an eye on the news. As after that, Mr. Compress said, no problem, Black. As after that, Toga said, so you basically stole a bank all by yourself? As Izuku said, yeah, and look what do I have. As Izuku immediately throwing such a lots of bags of money, or basically 2 bags, and open it up. As Toga start jumping up and down and said, we're rich. As after that, Dabi said, cool, you really done a great job. As Izuku said, just wait until Shigaraki finally come back. As after that, Shigaraki opened the door and said, alright guys, looks like we have a deal with that. What's happening here? As after that, Toga coming closer and said, oh, Shigi, look, Black has got us a lot of money, and we saw it all on the news. As Shigaraki looking down, he see a lots of money that Izuku just carried. As he coming closer and said, you really done it, all by yourself? As Izuku said, yep, and it didn't even, take me a long time. There were that one, stupid woman that she thought that I was her child or something like that. She had a green hair and green eyes, and without her I wouldn't even, be here right now. Thanks to her, I managed to get a hostage. As after that, everyone getting a little bit, kinda silence for a little bit. As Dabi said, well, she must be really stupid, is she? As Izuku said, yeah, so stupid. She thought that I was her child. And were saying, oh no, my boy, Izuku, my sweet little boy, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you should have seen the look on her face. As after that, Mr. Compress said, well, if that's so, anyways, since we have a lot of money, I think it's time to celebrate. Is that right, Shigaraki? As Shigaraki said, well, we can celebrate for the rest of the night. I mean, this money will not gonna spend itself, right? As after that, Izuku said, hell yeah. And immediately after that, everyone has gone to buy some ice cream or something like that, some shit like that, and everyone just enjoying themselves until the next day. But this is gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, tell me what you think about this part and what do you think would gonna happen the next part. Well, I have nothing more to say than Savage was here.